The 63rd floor of Nexus Industries was silent except for the soft hum of servers processing quantum algorithms. Lily Chen walked her usual patrol route, her security guard uniform crisp despite the late hour. At 27, she'd been working night shifts for 3 years, ever since her father's stroke had left him unable to work and her family drowning in medical bills. The graveyard shift paid better, and Lily had learned to appreciate the solitude. During the day, this building buzzed with brilliant minds developing quantum computing technology that would change the world. At night, it belonged to her and the machines. She passed the break room and winced. A delivery person had bumped into her earlier, splashing hot coffee down the front of her uniform. The stain had dried into an ugly brown splotch that made her look unprofessional. Lily glanced at her watch, 3 in the morning. Her supervisor wouldn't be back until 7. She had time to change into her spare uniform. The women's locker room was 2 floors down, but Lily remembered there was a small storage closet near the server room that sometimes held extra uniforms for emergencies. She headed there, grateful she wouldn't have to abandon her floor. The storage room was locked. Frustrated, Lily looked around the empty corridor. The server room itself had a small alcove with a privacy screen where technicians sometimes changed into static-free suits. It would be perfect, completely private, and she'd be back on patrol in 60 seconds. What Lily didn't know was that every room in Nexus Industries had security cameras. What she couldn't have known was that 70 floors above her, in a penthouse office that served as both workspace and occasional residence, someone was watching. Adrian Kane sat at his desk, exhaustion weighing on his 35-year-old shoulders. As CEO of Nexus Industries, he'd built this quantum computing empire from a garage startup into a global powerhouse. But success came with constant vigilance. Earlier that day, his security team had flagged unusual data access patterns suggesting a possible corporate spy. Adrian was reviewing security footage personally, looking for anyone accessing restricted areas at odd hours. He'd been at it for 2 hours, his eyes burning from screen fatigue, when movement on one of the monitors caught his attention. The server room on the 63rd floor. Someone was there. Adrian clicked on the feed, his body tensing with alert concern. Then he froze. A woman stood in the alcove, her back to the camera as she unbuttoned her security uniform. The angle was indirect, tasteful even, but there was something about the way she moved, tired but graceful, completely unself-conscious, that made Adrian's breath catch. He should close the feed immediately. This was a massive invasion of privacy. Everything in his ethical framework screamed that watching was wrong, but he couldn't look away. She turned slightly, and Adrian caught a glimpse of her profile. She was beautiful, not in the calculated way of the socialites who constantly pursued him, but in a natural, unguarded way that suggested she had no idea of her own attractiveness. Her long dark hair was pulled back in a practical ponytail, and even in the grainy security footage, he could see the exhaustion in her posture. The 63rd floor of Nexus Industries was silent except for the soft hum of servers processing quantum algorithms. Lily Chen walked her usual patrol route, her security guard uniform crisp despite the late hour. At 27, she'd been working night shifts for 3 years, ever since her father's stroke had left him unable to work and her family drowning in medical bills. The graveyard shift paid better, and Lily had learned to appreciate the solitude. During the day, this building buzzed with brilliant minds developing quantum computing technology that would change the world. At night, it belonged to her and the machines. She passed the break room and winced. A delivery person had bumped into her earlier, splashing hot coffee down the front of her uniform. The stain had dried into an ugly brown splotch that made her look unprofessional. Lily glanced at her watch, 3 in the morning. Her supervisor wouldn't be back until 7. She had time to change into her spare uniform. The women's locker room was 2 floors down, but Lily remembered there was a small storage closet near the server room that sometimes held extra uniforms for emergencies. She headed there, grateful she wouldn't have to abandon her floor. The storage room was locked. Frustrated, Lily looked around the empty corridor. The server room itself had a small alcove with a privacy screen where technicians sometimes changed into static-free suits. It would be perfect, completely private, and she'd be back on patrol in 60 seconds. what Lily didn't know was that every room in Nexus Industries had security cameras. What she couldn't have known was that 70 floors above her, in a penthouse office that served as both workspace and occasional residence, someone was watching. Adrian Kane sat at his desk, exhaustion weighing on his 35-year-old shoulders. As CEO of Nexus Industries, he'd built this quantum computing empire from a garage startup into a global powerhouse. But success came with constant vigilance. Earlier that day, his security team had flagged unusual data access patterns suggesting a possible corporate spy. Adrian was reviewing security footage personally, looking for anyone accessing restricted areas at odd hours. He'd been at it for 2 hours, his eyes burning from screen fatigue, when movement on one of the monitors caught his attention, the server room on the 63rd floor. Someone was there. Adrian clicked on the feed, his body tensing with alert concern. Then he froze. A woman stood in the alcove, her back to the camera as she unbuttoned her security uniform. The angle was indirect, tasteful even, but there was something about the way she moved, tired but graceful, completely unself-conscious, that made Adrian's breath catch. He should close the feed immediately. This was a massive invasion of privacy. Everything in his ethical framework screamed that watching was wrong, but he couldn't look away. She turned slightly, and Adrian caught a glimpse of her profile. She was beautiful, not in the calculated way of the socialites who constantly pursued him, but in a natural, unguarded way that suggested she had no idea of her own attractiveness. Her long dark hair was pulled back in a practical ponytail, and even in the grainy security footage, he could see the exhaustion in her posture. Adrian spent the next week engineering coincidental encounters. He started working late on the 63rd floor, always finding excuses to be in Lily's patrol area. He introduced himself as Adrian, a consultant working on a special project, not technically a lie, but certainly a misleading truth. Their first real conversation happened in the break room at 4 a.m. Coffee? Adrian offered, holding up the pot. Lily looked surprised but nodded. Thank you. Long night? Always. Adrian poured 2 cups, noticing her chapped hands, probably from the dry recycled air in the building. I'm Adrian, by the way. Working on the quantum encryption project. Lily. Security. She accepted the cup with a small smile. I haven't seen you around before. I prefer working at night. Fewer distractions. He sat across from her, careful to maintain a respectful distance. How long have you been with Nexus? 3 years. You? Longer than I'd like to admit, Adrian said, which was true enough. Their conversations became a nightly ritual. Adrian learned that Lily supported her father and younger brother. That she'd been studying computer science before her father's stroke forced her to leave school. That she loved stargazing and quantum physics, even if she'd never finish her degree. I read your paper, she admitted one night, surprising him. The one on quantum entanglement applications. It was brilliant. Adrian's heart stuttered. You read academic papers in your spare time? I know, it's weird for a security guard. It's remarkable, he interrupted softly. Lily, you're remarkable. The air between them shifted, charged with something neither could name. Adrian wanted desperately to kiss her, to tell her the truth about who he was, to offer her everything. But he was trapped by his own deception. 2 weeks into their friendship, Adrian's guilt became unbearable. He found Lily during her patrol, his hands shaking. I need to tell you something, he said. The truth about who I am. Lily's expression became guarded. What do you mean? I'm not just a consultant. I'm Adrian Kane. I own this company. I'm the CEO. The color drained from Lily's face. You lied to me? I wanted you to know me for who I am, not what I am, Adrian said desperately. Lily, please. Is that all? Her voice was cold. Just the CEO pretending to be normal? Adrian's resolve crumbled. No. There's something else. 3 weeks ago, I was reviewing security footage. I saw you changing in the server room alcove. I deleted the footage immediately, but I saw you. And I'm so sorry. Lily's face went from pale to flushed with humiliation. You watched me? Not intentionally. I was investigating a data breach and... Get away from me. Tears filled her eyes. Every conversation, every kind word, it was all built on you violating my privacy? On you pitying the poor security guard? It wasn't pity. Lily, please. But she was already running, her footsteps echoing down the corridor. Adrian followed, calling her name, desperate to explain. Lily ran blindly, taking a turn into a restricted area she'd never patrolled. She slammed through a door marked "Authorized Personnel Only" and stopped dead. The room beyond was like something from a science fiction film. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing equations and schematics beyond human comprehension. And sitting at a workstation, bathed in blue quantum light, was a woman whose skin was a deep, luminous purple. The woman turned, her amber eyes widening in alarm. "Oh no," she said in a voice that sounded like music. "You weren't supposed to find me." Lily stumbled backward as Adrian caught up to her. He stopped in the doorway, his face stricken. "Lily, please don't scream. I can explain." "Explain what?" Lily's voice was barely a whisper. "That there's an alien in your building?" The purple-skinned woman stood gracefully, her movements elegant and unhurried. "My name is Zara. I'm from a planet you call Kepler 442b. My ship crashed here 4 months ago, and Adrian has been protecting me." "Protecting you from what?" Lily asked, her mind reeling. "From your government agencies who would dissect me," Zara said simply. "From corporations who would weaponize my technology. Adrian found me first and made a choice, to help me rather than exploit me." Adrian stepped forward carefully. "Zara's people developed quantum technology centuries ahead of Earth. She's been helping me develop clean energy solutions that could save both our planets. An energy crisis is coming, Lily. For both our worlds. And what we're building here could prevent it." Lily looked between them, her humiliation and anger warring with shock and growing understanding. "This is why you're always here at night," she said slowly. "Not just to see me. To protect her." "Both," Adrian admitted. "Lily, carrying this secret alone has been crushing me. When I saw you that night on the camera, it wasn't just physical attraction. It was recognizing someone real in a world of pretense. Someone I could maybe trust with the truth. Someone who might understand the impossible position I'm in. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses." Lily stood frozen, processing impossible truths. An alien. A global conspiracy. And Adrian, the man she'd been falling for, carrying all of this alone. "Show me," she said finally. "Show me everything." Over the next hour, Zara explained. Her planet faced energy collapse. Earth was headed for the same crisis within decades. The quantum technology she'd been developing with Adrian could create limitless clean energy, saving billions of lives across 2 worlds. "But if governments discover me before we're ready," Zara said, her purple skin seeming to dim with worry, "they'll seize the technology. Weaponize it. The solution becomes another tool for destruction." Lily turned to Adrian. "And the security footage?" "The truth. I saw you for maybe 30 seconds before I realized what was happening and closed the feed," Adrian said, his voice raw with emotion. "I deleted it immediately. Not because I felt guilty, though I did, but because even in that brief moment, I saw something that terrified me. I saw a woman who was everything I'd been missing. Real. Authentic. Beautiful in a way that had nothing to do with performance or pretense." "You still should have told me," Lily said, but her anger was fading into something more complex. I know. I was a coward. I thought if I told you, you'd see me as just another powerful man abusing his position. And maybe that's exactly what I am. You're not, Zara interjected softly. Adrian could have exploited my presence for unimaginable wealth and power. Instead, he's risked everything to protect me and work towards something that benefits everyone. That's not the action of a man who abuses power. Lily looked at the purple-skinned alien who'd become an unexpected advocate, then back at Adrian's desperate, hopeful expression. I'm still angry, she said. But I also understand why you did what you did. And I understand the impossible position you're in. She took a deep breath. I want to help. Relief flooded Adrian's face. Lily, I'm serious. I know this building's security better than anyone. I know the patrol patterns, the blind spots, the vulnerabilities. If someone's going to find Zara, it'll be because of a security weakness. Let me help protect her. Over the following weeks, an unlikely alliance formed. Lily used her security expertise to create additional safeguards around Zara's lab. Adrian taught Lily advanced quantum theory, helping her continue the education her father's illness had interrupted. And Zara, with her perspective from another world, helped them see their relationship with fresh clarity. On my world, Zara said one night as they worked, we believe love is recognizing yourself in another being. Not because they're the same as you, but because they carry the same essential truth. You too have that. Don't waste it on pride or fear. Late one night, alone in his office after a breakthrough in their research, Adrian pulled Lily close. I'm still sorry, he whispered against her hair. For everything. I know, Lily replied, tilting her face up to his. And I forgive you. Their kiss was tender at first, then deeper, 2 years of loneliness and longing pouring into that moment. Adrian's hands tangled in her hair as Lily pressed closer, feeling his heart racing against hers. I love you, he breathed between kisses. God help me, I've loved you since that first moment, even though I had no right to. Then earn the right, Lily said, smiling against his lips. Every single day. And he did. Through late nights developing quantum solutions, through quiet moments when the weight of their secret threatened to crush them, through every challenge, Adrian proved his love not with grand gestures but with steady presence and unwavering support, but their fragile happiness was about to be tested in ways none of them could have anticipated. The raid came at dawn. Lily was ending her shift when Adrian's phone exploded with alerts. Federal agents. Military vehicles. Someone had detected the quantum anomalies around Zara's lab. They're here, Adrian said, his face pale. Protocol Omega. Now. They'd planned for this, 3 escape routes from Zara's lab through underground maintenance tunnels. Lily sprinted to the restricted area while Adrian coordinated with his security team to delay the agents. Zara, we have to go. Lily burst through the door. The alien was already destroying sensitive equipment, her movements precise despite obvious fear. I've transmitted the final equations to your encrypted servers. The technology is complete. Even if they capture me, they're not capturing you, Lily said firmly, grabbing Zara's hand. The purple skin was warm, almost feverish. Come on. They raced through corridors as alarms blared. Behind them, Lily heard agents breaching the main floor. She led Zara through a service door she'd scouted weeks ago, down narrow stairs that maintenance rarely used. Adrian met them 3 levels down, breathless. The underground garage. Marcus is waiting with a van. They ran, their footsteps echoing in the concrete stairwell. At the garage level, they could hear agents above them, searching floor by floor. There. Lily pointed to Marcus's van, engine running. They were 10 feet away when Adrian suddenly stopped, turning to face Lily with wild, desperate eyes. Marry me. What? Lily skidded to a halt. I know it's insane. I know we're running for our lives. But if we survive this and I haven't asked you, if something happens and you never know, he pulled a ring from his pocket, his hands shaking. Lily Chen, you walked into my life like lightning. You saw past the CEO to the man underneath. You forgave me when I didn't deserve it. You risk everything for what's right. Marry me. Please. Tears streamed down Lily's face. Behind them, footsteps echoed closer. Yes, she whispered. Yes, you beautiful idiot. Yes. Adrian slipped the ring on her finger and kissed her fiercely, pouring 2 months of love and fear and hope into that moment. This is very touching, Zara called from the van, but could we perhaps escape first? They dove into the vehicle as agents burst into the garage. Marcus floored it, tires squealing as bullets sparked off the concrete behind them. They careened through narrow streets, taking turns designed to lose pursuit. Where are we going? Lily asked, clutching Adrian's hand. Private airfield. 40 minutes. Adrian was already on his phone, making rapid calls. We get Zara somewhere she can signal her people safely. Then we face whatever comes. The flight to rural Montana was tense and silent. They landed at an abandoned research station in the mountains, isolated, far from population centers. Perfect for an alien beacon. As Zara prepared her communication device, she turned to them with luminous eyes. You've given me everything, she said softly. Your friendship. Your protection. Because of you, I go home. Because of you, both our worlds have a chance. Will we see you again? Lily asked, surprised by how much the answer mattered. When my people come, and they will come, I'll make sure they understand Earth has protectors worth trusting. Zara embraced them both. Live well. Love fiercely. Build the future we've designed together. Her beacon activated with a pulse of purple light that shot into the sky. Somewhere in orbit, her people's ships would detect it and come for her. As they flew back to Seattle, Lily's new ring caught the sunrise through the plane window. What happens now? She asked. Now we face the consequences, Adrian said, lacing his fingers through hers. Together. 8 months later, Lily stood on the balcony of their modest home outside Seattle, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of violet and gold. Her hand rested on her slightly rounded belly, where their daughter grew, a child conceived in hope and born of love that had survived the impossible. The federal investigation had been brutal. Weeks of interrogations. Seized assets. Media frenzy painting Adrian as everything from a traitor to a visionary. But without Zara's physical presence and with careful legal maneuvering, the charges had eventually dissolved. Nexus Industries was sold to cover legal fees and settlements. But from its ashes, they'd built something better. Kanshin Quantum Solutions operated from a converted warehouse with a team of 12 dedicated scientists. Using Zara's technology, carefully documented as theoretical research, they'd already deployed 3 quantum energy facilities that generated power more efficiently than anything on Earth. Governments were finally taking notice, but this time as partners, not adversaries. Hey, beautiful. Adrian emerged from the house, 2 cups of decaf tea in his hands. He'd traded his designer suits for jeans and comfortable sweaters, looking more relaxed than Lily had ever seen him. Just thinking about how far we've come, Lily said, accepting the tea. From a security guard and a CEO who watched security footage. Don't remind me, Adrian groaned. I'll be apologizing for that until I'm 90. Good. Lily smiled, leaning into him. I plan to hold it over you for at least that long. Her tablet chimed with a message notification. The encryption signature made her heart skip. It was Zara's protocol. She opened it, and Adrian read over her shoulder. My dearest friends. I write to you from my home world, reunited with family I feared I'd never see again. Because of your courage and sacrifice, I carry hope across the stars. My people's council has debated extensively about Earth. Your planet stands at a crossroads. But I told them about two humans who chose compassion over exploitation, who risked everything for someone they barely knew, who proved that your species deserves partnership, not isolation. The Council has voted. In 18 months, we will make formal contact with Earth. We come as partners, bearing gifts of knowledge in exchange for your world's unique perspectives and creativity. Your quantum facilities have impressed us. You've adapted Calathrian technology in ways we never imagined. Your daughter will be born into a world where humans and Calathrians work together toward a brighter future. What a gift you've given her. Name her for the stars if you wish. Or name her for love. Either way, she'll bridge two worlds. Forever grateful. Zara. Lily's eyes filled with tears. They're coming. Really coming. As partners, Adrian marveled. Because of what we built. What you and Zara taught me about trust and sacrifice. What you taught me about forgiveness, Lily countered. About seeing past mistakes to the person underneath. They stood together watching the stars emerge in the darkening sky. Somewhere out there, Zara was home. Soon, her people would come to Earth, and everything would change. Do you ever regret it? Adrian asked quietly. That night I saw you on the security camera. If you could go back and change it. Never, Lily interrupted firmly. She turned in his arms, her hands framing his face. That moment, as humiliating and awful as it was, brought us together. It led to Zara. To clean energy that's saving our planet. To this. She guided his hand to her belly. To us. I wouldn't change a single second. Adrian kissed her softly, reverently. I love you, Lily Kane. I love you too, you brilliant, guilty, wonderful man. Their daughter kicked, as if agreeing. They'd already chosen her name, Stella. Star. A child born from an embarrassing moment captured on camera, from secrets and aliens and desperate escapes, from a love that had bridged misunderstanding and forgiven the unforgivable. Inside the house, their team's research continued. Quantum equations that would reshape humanity's future. Clean energy that would heal a wounded planet. Technologies that would prepare Earth for its cosmic neighbors. But out here, watching the stars, Adrian and Lily simply held each other. Two souls who'd found love in the most unexpected way, who'd chosen each other despite every obstacle, who'd built a future worth living for. Think she'll inherit your brains or my stubbornness? Lily asked. Both, probably. She'll be unstoppable. Like her parents. As the first stars appeared, one seemed to pulse with faint purple light, probably just a satellite, but Lily liked to imagine it was Zara, waving across the cosmos to the friends who'd saved her life and changed two worlds. Their story had begun with violation and humiliation, with a security camera that should never have been watched. But it had transformed into something beautiful, proof that even the worst beginnings could lead to extraordinary endings. And as Adrian pulled Lily closer, their daughter kicking between them and the stars wheeling overhead, they knew their greatest adventure was just beginning.